Things will never feel the same ever again. And being a child, being a kid, being a teenager, is basically as simple as you ever experience it ever in your human experience. It's as simple as I'll ever be, I'll ever get. And yeah, now that we are adults, life just doesn't feel the same. And it'll never hit the same. It's kind of depressing though. I've been having it for a while. And I kind of thought that it was this way. It's kind of like a video game, you know. When you start playing the video game, you're very excited and it seems so new to you and you could have fun basically doing everything with a video game. But then like the more you play, the more you level up in that game, the more you experience you get, the more you kind of realize, wait, I'm kind of getting bored of this game. It's kind of getting a little bit stale. And yeah, that's happening to me. And I'm only 24 years old. So, imagine how much it's worse it's going to be when I get to like 60, or if I get to 60 or 70 or whatever. It's probably going to be a lot worse, I assume. And people always told me in my life, it gets better, man. It gets better. Even when I was a kid, I was kind of depressed, and I was looking at Reddit and talking to Reddit and saying things about like posting on this depression subreddit. And people said, it gets better when you get older, man. And it actually does get worse. It doesn't get better. It gets worse. And it does get better in one tiny way, in which is the fact that you get to have a little bit more freedom with money. But in terms of fulfillment, it really does not get better, man. And being a kid is basically, I'm not going to say it's the peak of your existence. Like, I wouldn't say it's the peak. But I don't know. In a way, it's still a lot better than what I have been going on right now. Because I feel like now I've played this game for too long. I started to see this reality for what it is really is. I feel like it's really hard to enjoy life as an adult. When I was a kid, I felt like I was the main character, I felt like the world belonged to me. Nah, I'm just kidding. But now that I became an adult, I realized I'm just another NPC playing this game. Just like everyone else is playing the game. I'm just another NPC. I'm not important. Not as nearly as important as I thought I was. People always tell you this life, oh, you have value, man. You have value. You matter. Well, no. Well, what is value? What does matter even mean? Everything is so fake in this world. And these exact thoughts I'm having right now are the reason why I hate being an adult. Because once you're an adult, you start to use your brain a little bit more. As a kid, as a teenager, all it really is, oh my God, when's the next video game coming out? Oh my God, when's the next TV? No, when's the next TV coming out? Oh my God, when's the next movie? Oh my God, Marvel. Oh my God, Avengers. Like, that's what being a kid and a teen is. I mean, obviously adults still do this, but I'm sure a lot of adults, they have more on their thoughts than what's happening in a TV or some stuff like that. I mean, obviously when we talk to people, that's all we only talk about, surface level things. But deep down, we're all just thinking about existential dread. And we're like, having all these thoughts like, wow, this is really called being an adult. Just living to be an NPC. Just working. Just playing. Just paying bills. Doing things that you're expected to do because, oh my God, you're an adult. Like, it's pretty depressing. It's pretty depressing. I'm not gonna lie. And I don't even know how to cope with it because, and another thing I want to say is that your experiences were so much better as a kid. In terms of like hobbies, think about it like this. Video games, why do you think a lot of people burn out on video games? Well, that's simply because it just gets more boring the older you get. Cause again, exactly what I was saying before with the video game analogy. You start the game and you like the game because it's brand new, it's fresh. But the more you keep playing that game, the more boring it gets. Like, that's literally the analogy I was using for life. But it applies to video games too. Like, it's just boring. You feel me? Well, obviously not for like everyone, but I don't know. For me, it just got boring. Some adults still play video games, but the whole concept of burning out and just getting tired of it, you know, it's for a reason, guys. It's because things are always better when you experience them the first time. You know, that applies to a lot of things. Some illegal things I can't really talk about right now. But, yeah, not only video games, but movies, TV shows, anime, all of that stuff, all of that stuff felt a lot better when we were kids. Waking up in the morning and watching like One Piece or Dragon Ball KSX or Naruto, like all that stuff, better in the morning. And I'm in the morning, oh my god. Better when you were a kid, fan service shit. And again, you can still enjoy it now, but it just doesn't hit the same. It's not hit the same. And then once you have to do this thing called work, you just see yourself just slowly and slowly becoming more and more of an NPC. You got to work. Once you're an adult, you go to work. You go to do something you don't like for 40 years, 8 hours a day, So I feel like it's only natural that the human experience just dips in quality after you stop being a kid. But not all the time, actually, I guess. Because again, the one good thing about being an adult is you have a freedom, you have energy, you don't have parents on your ass all the time. Some adults. But again, it comes at a cost, and it cost is being the cost of being existential dread. You are like, oh, I'm an adult now, so nothing's new, just going to keep paying bills and working until I die. Woohoo! Being an adult is so fun. It's depressing. To be honest. The thing is, being a kid wasn't even exactly a good experience for me anyway. Like, I never liked being bossed around. Never liked having parents just on my ass all the time. Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. I didn't even like that. But what I did like was my ignorance. And what I did like was my lack of critical thinking. Because once I start thinking critically about, wait, this world is kind of messed up, isn't it? Wait, life is not as beautiful as they told me it was. It's not really a gift. All you do is just, you come here and you just suffer. I started thinking about these things. And I was like, wait a minute. I've been scammed. Life is not what people made it out to be. And life is actually more horrific than I ever could have imagined. Suffering is the foundation of life. If you don't know what I mean by that, just thinking about this. Every single person will suffer. Every single person is going to suffer. Every sentient being and animal is going to suffer. We already said sentient being, but basically you will suffer as long as you exist. And everything we do is run by suffering. The camera that I use to film these videos, some kid in a sweatshop in Africa probably had to make the materials for it. I don't know, but the clothes I wear, some person in China definitely had to make it. And they're only making 50 cents a day. What else? The cars that we use, that we drive, the bikes that we have, the scooter that people use, it's all designed by suffering. And someone's being exploited for our pleasure. And we are being exploited by working. It's pretty depressing when you think about it like that. But I never thought about it like that when I was a kid. All I thought about was, oh my god, I can't wait till the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Oh my god, I can't wait until I see what Naruto. Like, that's what I was thinking about as a kid, dude. That's the only thing I was thinking about. But once I became an adult, I realized this world is truly horrific. And I just couldn't really bear it anymore. Like, I'm only 23 years old, and I'm just constantly, every day I wake up, I feel this existential dread. I feel terrible inside. I feel empty inside. Because this this is the kind of place that we're living in. And some people, they remain ignorant most of the time, you know. But in my case, I just thought too much. And I don't know. I just thought too much at this point. It's just extremely hard to enjoy life, you know, even though being a kid wasn't even that good of an experience. And, you know, I didn't really have that much freedom in terms of, you know, being able to go out and do what I want. I still like the fact that I had, you know, I had freedom of mind, freedom of, within my mind. I wasn't constantly tied to these existential thoughts. And I feel like right now my mind is in a cage. It's in a cage right now, like a villain arc, and I cannot break free of that villainous. I just constantly keep thinking about how terrible this world is. I constantly keep thinking about, wait, this is really what it means to be alive? Just to spend your time doing things you don't really want to do? You know, everything we do, we just kind of a performance, really. You know? Today was, I really wanted to go out and eat today with me, and I said no. I said no because I was just getting tired. You know, the gym, putting out on this act. Like, why are we even on a family like this? What is family? What is it? You're just born into this world without any say in the matter, and you're placed with these other people, and you are called a family. You know, have these, you know, these tasks that you have to do. You know, have this script that you have to play because here you are into this world you never asked to be in. And now you have a family. Now you have to do things. You have to abide by certain rules. It's like, what is this life, dude? It's like, what is this life, dude? What is this life for real? And it's thought like this. Why I miss being a kid in a way, because I never thought like this. And someone in section told me that I was the problem. And I kind of laughed at the comment, and I told them, wait, I'm the problem? You know, the fact that this world isn't terrible, you know, that's not the problem. But then, now that I think about it, it's funny because I was only a day ago, I think I kind of made an immature response to that because, you know, I don't agree with him saying I'm the problem. But I guess I did kind of make it an immature response because I don't know. The problem is not me. It's, you know, the problem is mainly being an adult, becoming an adult. That's the problem. And maybe the problem actually isn't me now. Think about it. Maybe I was just overthinking. Maybe I'm just overthinking. I don't know. You know, I hope one day I just snap out of this and realize, wait, I was just overthinking this whole time. But it doesn't seem like it'll ever be that way. Because once I find out the truth, I can't really pretend like these things aren't really important. I can't just say, oh my God, I was overthinking. This was not really as deep as I thought it was. I can't really do that. I cannot do that. You know, I wish I could, but I can't. But yeah, I'm just thinking about all of those times I had fun as a kid. Just didn't have to worry about a damn thing because I didn't have to work. You know, I was obsessed watching shows like Kakegurui. You know, just experiencing that teenage vibe with all those gamblers being teenage girls, gambling, you know, their money away like it's nothing, like Naruto on missions, as Chunin exams, Squad 7. Like in my classmates, like I didn't get along with them at all. But in my mind, you know, I never felt alone because I had all of those characters with me in my journey. You know, even when I was alone back then, I didn't really care because I had these characters in my mind that always felt like they were always with me in my journey. You know, I didn't have to stress about a thing. Life was so simplistic back then. And even then, I knew that there was a lot of suffering. I wasn't ignoring, I knew that there was a lot of suffering. But once I became older, it's like, you know, I stopped thinking of only myself. I started thinking more about the world, and I just, what the hell is this world? And why am I even here? I don't know. It's kind of just a scary thing. It's also what happens once we die. We are here to do a bunch of irrelevant things until we die. But then what happens after that? Is it really going to go back to nothingness? Or is there a bigger hell awaiting us? I like to say this world is hell, but sometimes I think, wait, what if it's even worse than when we actually thought? What if once we die, we're going to see the truth of this world? Like, what if once we die, we realize that we're just a bunch of people in an experiment run by a bunch of psychopaths, run by a bunch of, psychopaths that just wanted to play a game with us and just toy with us? Basically, what if that's really the truth behind this world? What if there's even more possibilities, more horrific possibilities behind the truth? And I started to think about, damn, did our parents really doom us to a life of suffering where we suffer and then once we die, we still suffer? Did our parents really doom us to that? I keep thinking about that, but I don't know. All I can do is think. Because, all I can do is just predict and make guesses, but I don't really know the truth. By the way, it is such a beautiful day out here in Canada. The weather is so damn nice. The world isn't all that bad, but these nice things, I think, like, maybe it's the people that are running this game, the people that are putting us through this miserable game. Maybe all of these good feelings are just, these little feelings of feeling good. Maybe it's just them trying to trick us into thinking this is actually a worthwhile experience. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you guys think? Sometimes it just does not feel real in this life. Dude, I woke up this morning, I just looked at my family. And by the way, this is going to be a bunch of rambling. I'm not really expecting to get any views whatsoever from this. But I looked at my family and I was like, who are these people? Except my mother, because I love her. But I'm like, my father, my uncles, and like my sisters. I'm like, why am I with these people? What the hell am I doing here? What even is this place? And then I don't know. I felt like I was tripping. I really was tripping. But I'm just starting to question everything about this world, and I don't even recognize myself anymore at this point. Like, who am I? Why am I doing this? Why do I have the name that I have? Why am I doing the things that I do? Why am I on sneakers in the middle of nowhere? In the middle of nowhere, Canada. Why am I doing these things, bro? Why? I don't know. We just do a bunch of things until we die. And it's just like that. That's just what this world is. Humans made it even more complicated than it really has to be. Think about it like this, dude. If you were to just not have any self-awareness, like an animal pretty much, wouldn't that make life so much more easier? Because our awareness, if you think about it, it's really a curse. We are too aware. So we create all these complexities that make life, oh my God, there is made life so complex and pointless and just almost trip. And it just seems kind of like, why do we do this? Why are we self-aware? Wouldn't it just be so much easier to just, actually be a gift? They say, no, I'm just kidding. It wouldn't be a gift, but animals don't have to pay bills. Animals don't have to sit here and work a job they hate for 40 years. Animals aren't really depressed. Animals don't get bored. It's the fact that we became too self-aware that we can even experience these things. But what if we lived in a world where, in another dimension, like in Naruto, in another reality, or Dragon Ball, we have no awareness? Would it be better off? I wouldn't be thinking like this, that's for sure. Oh my God, this. But that's what this one is nice. It's funny because the camera and the videos. I only just record in a place, and then I do all these edits for pretty much effects, so you don't have to see what's going on behind me. But a lot of stuff is happening. So let me just stop so I can talk real. Let me just do a cough so I can talk honesty right now. I do not like being an adult. I do not like being a human. I don't know. I don't really have much more to say. I hope you guys can understand. It's kind of a rambly video. I don't really have anything to talk about. But one thing I kind of realized was that if people are watching videos, a guy that just goes on, on and just talks about life, many people will watch this. I didn't put any fancy, effort. I don't do that. Yeah. I just talk about life. People watch it. Sometimes kind of just hits me hard because it's not just me doing it. A lot of YouTubers are doing it. And in the recent times, talking about life being so weird. Just sitting around talking about life and just talking about how I have existential despair and I'm getting, angry for it. And I don't even really care about the money. Like someone told me, oh, at least you're making money about this. I don't really care about money, I crave something deeper than money. I don't even know what it is I crave, but I don't know. I'm just tired of living. I'm tired, man. Every single day I'm going through this existential nightmare. I can't stop thinking about why am I even here? What am I doing? Like, what the heck is this? And it's literally eating my soul, dude. Even when I do the things that I actually enjoy, like going to the program every day and seeing all these people, like this, just walking by myself, like I constantly feel this panic. Because it's just like, why? Why are we even here? Why are we even doing these things, bro? Like, why? What? Why do we work? Why do we talk? Why do we do anything, dude? Like, I don't even know what I'm going through right now. Like, this video is just complete garbage, by the way. I already know this video is complete garbage. This is probably the worst video I've ever put on my channel. But perhaps someone can relate to me. I don't know. Life just feels so empty. And if you even made it this far, I really appreciate it. But I don't know. Does anyone else feel like this way, where you just constantly feel anxiety? You're just constantly stressed out because of the way life is, because of the fact that we have to exist, and that uncertainty of just everything, like what's going to happen after we die. Like, what even is this existence? Well, why is everything even here? Like, oh boy, I've never even been like this emotional before in my life. But I don't know, like, this is eating at my soul, bro. This is eating at my soul. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I kind of ranted a lot already. So if you see this, just click, send this to anybody you can relate to, Spread more self-awareness because, man, this life is just, it's weird, man.